Yo, what's going on? It's June in Japan and it's feeling good. It's starting to get a little steamy. But what's cool about being here is you get to see all the summer festivals that happen. And I just got back to Japan about 2 weeks ago. And I found out there's some really cool festivals going on. And well, let me just show you exactly where I went this past weekend. It was so much fun. I'm wearing a djembe right now, which is what people wear to the festivals because it's Japan. You got to go out there and represent, right? So let me just dive into this. I went to this festival in Tokyo and I took my Nikon Z8, my brand new camera, put on a lens, and just went out there just to enjoy myself for the day. It was so much fun. But let me just show you what a festival in Tokyo is like. So, first and foremost, these things are just a lot of fun. There's this I guess I'm not sure what they actually call these. It's a matsuri, and they carry these around every neighborhood, but they're stored here first. So this is what they look like stored away, and they're the small ones, big ones. But people carry these around in the neighborhood, and it's a way to celebrate the beginning of this season, the summer season. And every single weekend, there's one festival going on, or many festivals going on in different neighborhoods. So this is what it looks like when they're stored away. But they bring them out, they make sure they're clean, they're beautiful, and then they had these wood blocks that they use to announce the beginning of everybody coming together to march around the neighborhood. Now, it's hot in Tokyo, so you'll see people dress for the heat, and they have these things around their head to keep the sweat from dripping in their eyes because it does get hot. And these things are heavy as they're going around. I haven't carried one myself yet, but I plan to very soon in my neighborhood. So this is what it looks like. I mean, the entire neighborhood is out carrying this big thing around, and it's heavy, carrying it around on these wood blocks on their shoulders, going around. And it's so much energy and so much fun to see this. I love seeing it. Now, it's tons of energy. And this is what I love about it. You see everybody coming together. It's hot, it's steamy, but everybody's together having a great time celebrating like the season. And it's done neighborhood by neighborhood. So if you come to Tokyo or any place in Japan, make sure you check out the local Matsuri Festival. It's happening every single weekend somewhere in Japan. Now, when I'm shooting, I want to capture everything. So everybody's used to getting the big picture, but I like getting stuff that you don't see, like how everybody wears certain types of shoes. So as they're doing this march, people are wearing certain kinds of clothing and certain types of shoes. Kind of cool to see the whole process and hear the music that goes along. Now, again, this thing is heavy, and these guys have it on their shoulders, carrying this thing around the entire neighborhood. They do take breaks because, again, this baby is heavy. But to see everybody carrying it around is really cool. I haven't done it yet, but I plan to jump in my neighborhood and jump in. But what's so cool about this is different groups come together and different groups are dressed differently. This one day, there's like 50 different groups all coming together with these heavy, matsuri on their shoulders, carrying it around. Now, it can't be easy. I can see by their expressions that it's not easy carrying this around, but it's got to be so much fun too. And I said guys, right? And it's people who are young as well doing it. But what's really cool to see is that it's not just guys carrying this heavy thing around. There's also women, yes, and children carrying this around. And everybody's dressed up for the summer, taking on the heat. And to see it, to hear it, to experience it is absolutely incredible. If you're in Japan, definitely come and check it out. Now, I shot all these with my brand new Nikon Z8, and I had so much fun. Yes, kids are carrying it around as well. But I gotta tell you the truth, the guys who are taller are taking all of the weight. So the kids don't really have any weight on there. They're in there, and you'll see even the woman behind, the mother, she's not carrying any weight because she's shorter. The men who are taller take all of the weight. And it's not a light thing at all, but super fun to see and experience. But again, it's heavy. So they take breaks. Everybody takes a break, they'll get water, they'll get drinks, they'll get snacks, rest for like 15, 20 minutes, and then it all starts all over again. And I love the whole process because you've got to also hear the sounds that come along with it. There's music, there are drums, there are flutes, and there's this one certain song you hear. So when you hear the drums, you know a Matsuri festival is happening. So when I'm walking around, I'm always listening for the drums because that tells you that a festival is happening or about to happen. The drums and the flute give it all away. And I love hearing that sound. So make sure you come, bring your fan because, yes, it is hot and steamy in Japan in the summer. And it's just beginning. By the end of June, it will be a sauna here. But still, everybody comes out and enjoys this festival that happens all over. Even the kids, you know, it's wonderful to see this, to experience it, and to hear the sounds, take it all in, suffer through the heat together, but enjoy this season. It's fantastic. And yeah, this weekend, guess what? I'm going to another one. There's nothing like it. Now, I love sharing stories about Japan. There's nothing like it in the world for me to be here and take all this in about festivals. But I want to share a lot about photography and give lessons. This week, actually, this whole month, I'm talking about mistakes that photographers make. You know, in the beginning, we all make mistakes. We're all trying to learn this business, learn how to do things. And you hear a lot about gear and mistakes. And today, I want to go in a different direction, talk about a mistake that many photographers make in their careers when they're starting off. And unless somebody tells you, you just don't know. So let's dive into the mistakes photographers make. First and foremost, my name is Matthew Jordan Smith. I've been a photographer for over 30 years. I love this business and I love giving tips. I'm also a Nikon ambassador. That's why I've got that brand new Z8 on the streets, taking pictures everywhere I go. It's light, it's incredible. It's like the Z9, but it's like not as much weight, so you can take it around with you every single day. And that's what I do. So today's topic, what are we talking about? Today, I want to talk about a mistake that a lot of photographers make and may not be aware of it. Today, I want to talk about the things that I see a lot of photographers make. They stay in the same place when they're taking pictures. So today, I want to talk about shooting from the same perspective. Now, I was working as a photographer professionally and making this mistake until a client pointed it out to me. And this is what this client said to me. I was hired for an assignment. The client sent me somewhere. They didn't see me, had never met me before, but they hired me. And then they saw the images from the first day of shooting. It was like a big shoot. So it's like multiple days of shooting. And the first day, the client said, "Oh, you must be tall." I am. I'm 6'2". He said that because the perspective was from a tall person's point of view. My mistake was shooting from my point of view all the time. And until somebody points that out from you, you're not really aware of that. So I want you to think about, as you're taking pictures, do you only shoot from your height where you're seeing pictures? We're used to doing that all the time. You have your camera, maybe you're walking around, but you're shooting only from that point of view. But what if you change your perspective sometime and start shooting in a different way to tell a full story? So here I am going to a lower angle. It's not very low, but it's a big difference from shooting at my height to coming down to say somebody who's maybe 4'9", shooting from that lower point of view does change things. And if you want to make a living as a photographer or just make better pictures, it's better for you to shoot from different perspectives all the time because does show a different way. So I'm always thinking about how I can tell a full story. So this is one area called Shibuya Crossing. This is actually on a Monday, so it's not that busy. But on the weekends, even like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's a sea of people. And to experience it is wonderful. So every picture I'm going to show you today is shot in this area, but from different perspectives, different angles, because I want you to see how different an area can look when you really cover it well. So today is about different perspectives. I got on a roof to shoot down. So yes, I'm doing a lot of energy, doing a lot to get these images, but I'm going around and shooting this in the same area from a different point of view. Here, I'm actually in the crossing. This is called Shibuya Crossing. So here I'm in there and I'm walking and shooting at the same time because the Z8 is so cool. You can move around and shoot different ways. Here I'm pulled back. I want to get, when you shoot a movie, you're shooting pulled back, you're shooting 3/4, you're shooting tight. As a photographer, you need to do the same thing, get a different point of view so you can shoot so people can get a different feeling. If you're telling a story, you want to tell the full story. So I changed my lens. Before I was shooting with a 40 millimeter wide lens on that Z8. Then I pulled back and used a 105 and shot at a very shallow depth of field so I can focus on one person and get that point of view. Blur the background out, but still show the energy. Then I went back from the circle again, like a block away to show the energy of all the people crossing at the same time. When you're telling a story, tell the full story, not just one picture or in one place. You want to get a different perspective, a different point of view. If you do this, you'll get more clients, you'll get more work, and you'll tell a better full story. So the story is not just about people crossing, it's what happens when people are close by. So I saw this one guy with his headphones on and on his phone, and people are sitting around, people are taking pictures, people are crossing. There's life going on. I want to capture everything that's going on when I am telling a story. And yes, I do love getting the people. The people make the crossing special. So I'll change my lens and shoot wide open. I'll shoot at f/16 to show everybody. I'll shoot at f/1.4 to show one person in the mix of the crowd. I want to make it interesting. I want to show people having fun and show what it's like to be there. So don't just shoot from the same perspective all the time, from your height, from that same place. Move around. It makes a big difference. Now, I love showing people ideas on how they can do better pictures, make better images. And today I want to go and just go even further and talk about how you can use your camera. By the way, all those pictures you just saw, they were all shot with this camera, the brand new Nikon Z8. I did change lenses. I changed from a 105 that you're seeing here. I went also to a 40 millimeter wider lens. I shot at f/16. I shot at 2.8. I shot at different points of view and f-stops as well, so you can see what you're getting, what you're experiencing. I also made sure I used a fast shutter speed to show all the people and freeze the moment as they're crossing the street. I shot at a slower shutter speed to show motion as well. I went up high on a building and shot down, used the 40 millimeter to shoot down on the whole crowd so I can see everything. So when you're taking pictures, think about how you can move around and tell a full picture. When you're doing that, people get a feeling for what you're doing, what you're trying to say through your images. They're not there with you. They don't know what's behind you or lower or higher. So tell the full story. If you want to make a living as a photographer, this is even more important. But even if this is your hobby, make better pictures, show it from a different point of view, and watch what happens. Now, I love talking photography. I love teaching photography. And that's why I have a course that I've taught all about lighting. And I want to talk about that for a second as well. So, in case you want to learn more about photography lighting, because lighting makes a big difference for photographers. My course is called Photography Lighting Course. There are 7 modules online for you to learn all about lighting, taking you through the whole process of learning. But there are 2 components to this course. It's not just an online course. I teach you live every single week, a live training and online component as well. So you learn through training on course. It's me being there right beside you. That's why I have the online component, so I can talk to you about things that are happening in the moment as photography changes all the time. I think that's super important. As there's new lighting coming out, I talk about that. I talk about different modifiers, so you know the latest, greatest all the time, and you're not left in the dark trying to figure it out for yourself. I love sharing this because I love seeing people grow as photographers, find out where they're making mistakes that they may not even know they're doing. That's a mistake. Like earlier, I was talking about perspective. That's one mistake people make, and they have no clue about it until somebody points it out. Even me, as a professional photographer, I was making those same mistakes for a while until a client pointed it out. And now I never make that mistake again. And I don't want you to make those mistakes as well. But you've heard a lot from me. This is what my students say about this course as well.
I've been involved with some other Facebook groups, and kind of you don't get as much interaction. But with this one, you get a lot of feedback. So it's great. Whenever I've had plenty of questions already, and everyone's just been so friendly and willing to jump in and help, and everyone is truly willing to help. And the other great thing is the modules that you've created. I've already gone through them multiple times, and I keep going back and referring to the modules. So, whenever I have a photo shoot or anything coming up, it's great to kind of have that to refer back to.
Yes, you're going to have questions. That's what training's about. That's what learning is about. The online part of the course is great for you to learn photography, but I believe you need more than just that. That's why there are students from all over the world that come to my course. They come in every single week to get the live training and to learn through taking the modules as well. You get the training and you get to ask questions live every single week. This is what I believe makes a big difference in you becoming a better photographer, whether it's your hobby or it's a career or you want it to be a career. This is how you get there. Now, there are 2 options to join. I make it easy for you by giving you option 1 or option 2, pay it all at once and get it out the way. Either way, you get this course and you get all the training. Now, in this course, you do get all these modules that will teach you online. You get bonuses as well. You get a private Facebook group so you can come in and ask questions at any time. And then once a week, we do a live session where you get a link and can join in to a live session once a week for 1 hour. I do that with all my students, and I change the time every week so you can come in and learn any way you want. Again, there are 2 ways to join: a one-time payment or pay all at once, totally up to you. Now, with this course, I guarantee it's going to help you get results, and it's risk-free for you. Come in for 30 days and make sure this is right for you, because I've watched my students grow step by step along the way, and you can too if you're ready. If you're ready to take amazing pictures, jump on in and improve your skills as a photographer. Lighting is a game changer, and so is knowledge. And I'm here to help you get to where you want to be as a photographer. I said earlier that I'm there every week in the course to ask questions. But maybe you have questions right now. feel free to ask away any question that you may have about photography, about your dreams of being a better photographer, anything you want. Ask right now. That's why I am here. One question I get from people is about my course is, okay, we know you have a weekly live session every single week, but is it at the same time every week? And it's not. I changed the time because, as you saw earlier, there are people from all over the world, Israel, south of France, all over America, in Japan, like me in Japan. So I changed the time so everybody has a chance to come in and see the live sessions and learn live every week. And if you miss it, don't worry. They're recorded every single week and put on the private Facebook page so you can learn any way you want, anytime you want, anywhere you are in the world every single week. There's live and there's online, all to help you become a better photographer. Now, don't be shy about asking questions. I'm here live for you right now. So if you have a question, drop it in. Let me know what you want to know about photography, about lighting, about your experience being a photographer. I want to know where you are in your journey. Let me know. Oh, John Miller says, what lens are you using? So I'm using several lenses. I do like using fixed lenses. That's just me. I think that for me, it makes me do more work for sure because I want to move around. So I'll use a 105. I've got two 105s. I got the 105 macro and I've got a 105 1.4 lens. I use both of those a lot. I also have a 50 millimeter 1.2 super sweet lens, very sharp, great glass. That's for the Z bodies. And I have a 40 millimeter that I use a lot. Now I've got a lot of other lenses as well, but those are my go-to lenses that I use all the time. I'm thinking about getting that brand new 85 millimeter also, another sweet lens. So you want to change lenses and perspective all the time as well. John, thanks for that question about lenses and what I use. I love those questions because when you're shooting, you want to have lenses that help you make better choices, make better images. When I'm in studio, I'll be shooting in the studio tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'll be using probably more the 105 and the 50 as I'm in studio. As I'm going to shoot on location, I'll switch it up more and use maybe a 35 or a 40 or whatever. I'll just see what works. Now, I love you guys coming in saying, even just saying hello, hey Jane, what's happening? Good to see you here. Don't be shy about asking any questions. People ask about gear a lot. What gear do you need to be a part of my course? Well, yeah, I will be live tomorrow on the PLC side. Actually, this weekend, this Saturday, I'll be live on the PLC site. So if you join, you'll be part of the brand new live 1 hour training that happens every single week. So jump on in and be a part of the PLC family. As a matter of fact, you can join just by going and hitting on this QR code to be a part of PLC and be a part of the family. Now, I'm live here every single week. So jump in. You can see me on Twitter, on Facebook, on Twitch, on Twitter. Every single week, I'm going to drop a little bit of knowledge. If you want to get all the goods and learn a lot more, learn to be a better photographer, and get in the moment training, join me here in PLC, Photography Lighting Course. This is where we learn how to get everything, and you learn how to show your pictures, have critiques, all that, and so much more. Somebody says, I'm an old-fashioned friend. How you love that? Love the show today. And thank you for being here. Thank you so much. How long have I been living in Japan? I've been living here now for almost 7 years. This November, it will be 7 years. Now, I go back and forth between New York, LA, and Tokyo, doing what I love as a photographer. And that's wonderful. I'm doing my first job, actually, in Africa coming up this September. Looking forward to that. My first time going to Africa to do a shoot. That should be a lot of fun. I'll be shooting here in Tokyo tomorrow in studio and shooting again on Sunday on location. I love this business. I love this industry. I love sharing what I learned throughout all these years of being a photographer. and sharing with you the journey. Some people ask, oh, what's your hobby? What do you do for fun? To be honest, photography as well. I still do that for fun as well. Like when I'm out on my own, I'll have a camera in my bag all the time, just taking pictures of life. And it's a way of training yourself as well all the time, training your eye. The more you train, the better you get. You can't just do it and stop and only shoot when you have a job. I'm shooting all the time just for me because it's a way for me to document my life. Imagine if you could go back and look at a calendar of your life in pictures. See what you were shooting 5 years ago on June 15th, maybe 2019, 2018. Imagine seeing a calendar of your life in pictures. I got a program that I use that helps me do that called Milio. I love that program because I can look back at my life in a calendar as a photographer, see where I was, what I was shooting, locations, all of that stuff. It's actually an emotional experience to see your life in pictures. It's not just you taking pictures and saying, oh yeah, I shot this day. It's you seeing your life. That's why I try to take a picture every day so I can look back and see my life in pictures. Because you forget stuff until you see your life on a timeline. It kind of blows you away. All right. I know I've been talking a lot today, but I love this. Come on in, subscribe to the channel, come back and see me every single week. I'll be here dropping knowledge, sharing more stories from life in Japan as a photographer and dropping knowledge as well. It's good to see you all here. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to drink more of my green tea because green tea is good for your health. Prepare for my shoot for tomorrow, get all my gear together. I'll be testing some new gear later on today, and I'll talk about that later on in the future as well. I'm going to use some new lighting gear, so I want to test it out first. I'll tell you more about that in the future, but I'm looking forward to shooting tomorrow, having a lot of fun, and shooting this weekend on location. Should be a lot of fun. So, all right, I'll be wearing my djembe actually this weekend. I'll be shooting outside on location, and it's gonna be really steamy and hot here. Japan is a sauna in the summer, so I'll be dressed for the occasion. Looking forward to being out and about and documenting my life. Hopefully, you're doing the same, documenting your life in pictures. All right, everyone. Thanks for today. Thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Subscribe to either any of the channels we're watching live. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter and Twitch live every week. So join in. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.